Pandemic parties, a phrase that most of us probably never thought we would embrace, but embraced we have. With U.S. COVID-19 infections nearing 15 million, it's no surprise the wedding industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry, has taken a hit.
Probably a month ago, we had a bride come in for a small ceremony, and that day they didn't come and pick up their flowers. And I called, and the groom was in the ICU with COVID.
According to the CDC, a wedding reception that took place in rural Maine caused a COVID-19 outbreak that led to 177 cases, 7 hospitalizations, and 7 deaths. Ellie Thompson, October bride, says all 200 of her wedding attendees got lucky.
No one got COVID. It was all, there's not one person who even had the sniffles.
When COVID-19 began to spread, many hoped it would be over in a few short months. But 11 months later, it's still killing Americans every day. Now, one question remains. Is it worth the risk? And are people still throwing parties and traditional weddings? Kelsey Barr, a 2020 bride, booked her wedding 6 months in advance. But the pandemic changed her plans.
Everything was ready to rock and roll. And then it was on March 20th, March 21st, about a month before, that we just looked at each other and said, this just isn't going to happen.
Susan Velasquez, owner of Magnolia's Flowers, says there's an uncertainty in the air.
Majority of the flowers all come from overseas. We'll rebook and reschedule and do everything we can as long as the flowers have not hit my door.
Devin Destival, event coordinator for Runaway Island, says their venue has definitely been impacted, but they've made necessary changes to keep everything COVID-friendly.
No one will even come into your space or be around you without a mask on and gloves, if that's what you request. We also have the option, this is kind of a new and exciting thing, with armbands, where you can kind of let it be known how you feel about COVID without having to ask anybody.
Their system is simple. If someone's armband is red, it means keep your distance. If it's yellow, fist bumps and talking within 6 feet is okay. And green means anything goes.
Everyone kind of knows where you stand. So that's been something a lot of brides and grooms have chose. And even company events too. That's really big on those ones coming up for Christmas time.
Instead of shutting down completely, some in the industry have been able to continue working, but others have not. Jeff Peacock, Panama City musician, has been playing corporate events and weddings for over 20 years now. Music is his life and his only source of income.
Usually you get annual Christmas parties where they give away, the end of the year awards, that kind of thing, the banquets. And I don't have any on the books yet. There may be some that come up, but that's one of those things where they're probably going to do that remotely this year.
As for weddings, Peacock has performed at over 200, but says this year he hasn't played a single one. Destival says weddings are Runaway's biggest draw, but they also rely on corporate events.
We have a really large event that we do every year that books the entire venue. And this year they decided to not book because of COVID.
Even though Barr's original April date was canceled, she was finally able to tie the knot at an 80-person September wedding.
We had a COVID safety station set up. I made it really cute, and we had hand sanitizers, we had masks, we had a temperature check, just to make our guests feel as safe as possible.
Thompson feels lucky she was able to keep her original wedding plans. She says she didn't wear a mask, but fully expected others would.
Didn't see one person with a mask. I was expecting half and half maybe, but no.
Both brides held their weddings outdoors, and both reported no known COVID cases from their weddings. But as we prepare for 2021, what does the future hold?
Another shutdown would be hard for everyone. I don't think anyone would want that.
I've already gone through the trials and tribulations of trying to have a COVID wedding, so they're grateful for anything beautiful.
We really want to keep going, right? I love this job, so I want to do it. I love booking people.
In Panama City, Jessica Ayers, News 13, Panhandle Strong.